The national labor shortage is impacting our dairy industry, exacerbating a problem dating back before the pandemic, actually. Our Shira Matsuzawa talked with the Idaho Dairymen's Association about this. Shira, what's going on?
Well, Morgan, the association tells me this issue has been going on for 5 or more years. They say they've worked with Idaho's delegation and all of them are supportive of a fix, but they just haven't been able to get the political support in D.C., which is why they're trying to spread awareness and get the word out so everyone understands the impact and what's at stake. From the milk in your fridge to your favorite ice cream, most of it starts here, on a farm. But now, like many other industries, the dairy workers who help process that milk and get it to your local grocery store are experiencing labor pains.
From an on-farm standpoint, our dairymen and other farmers, they just have to try and figure out how to be more creative with the workforce that they have. Unfortunately, it does stifle business activity and business growth.
Rick Naerebout is the chief executive officer with the Idaho Dairymen's Association. He says right now, dairy workers are having trouble filling their openings, and they're having to do more with fewer employees.
That's largely due to the fact that we've stalled out in having Congress addressing a ag immigration reform legislation.
That legislation is known as the Farm Workforce Modernization Act. Naerebout says the House has passed it twice, and some congressmen like Mike Simpson have supported the bill.
What that bill does is it's got 3 main titles. One, it provides legal status for the existing ag workers here that are in country and their family members. And then it provides access for year-round employers like the dairy industry to the H-2A visa program so we can bring in workers through that visa program in the future. And then it would also require that any of our ag producers using that visa program would mandatory e-verify their workforce to make sure that they're here with legal status.
He's hopeful they can see movement in the Senate on this bill, but right now, it appears to be in limbo.
Over the past few months, as Democrats have focused on legalization through the budget reconciliation process, those negotiations have broke down and they've stepped away from the negotiating table as of now.
Which means the shortage will continue. For perspective, Naerebout says the last time dairy workers reported having enough workers was back in 2012.
At that point, we were milking in the state about 550,000 cows and had a total of about 8,000 workers in on-farm positions. Today, we're milking 100,000 more cows, and so we're milking 650,000 cows in the state. But we've only have about 4,400 workers on the dairy facilities. So we're doing a tremendous amount more work with significantly fewer workers today.
He adds this isn't just an Idaho dairy issue, but could soon be felt across the country.
If you look at all food production in this country, about half of all the ag workforce is here without status. And so half of every meal that you eat is brought to you by an immigrant that's here without legal status. And that's how significant this issue is that our food supply and the ability for us to feed America is completely dependent on a workforce that's foreign-born and to a large degree is here without status.
And another impact of this shortage, the Idaho Dairymen's Association says it could also cause some dairy producers to go out of business and sell their family farms because there's just too much uncertainty. And when you're dealing with live animals, there's really not an option of failing. Morgan?
Yeah, that last soundbite we heard from him, Shira, was pretty profound. Half of the meals you eat are due to a labor workforce that's not legal here in the U.S.
Yeah, just a different perspective of this labor shortage.
Yeah, exactly. Great, Shira. Thank you.